Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. You're watching Earnings with BQ, and my guest today is from Mazagon Dock Shipbuilders, Mr. Sanjeev Singhal, who is the chairman and managing director of the company. The company came out with earnings with top line which grew nearly 7.5%, EBITDA which grew 51%, and EBITDA margin has been a good surprise jump, 9.6% versus 6.8%. On a year-to-year basis. Mr. Singhal, thank you very much for joining us on BQ Prime. Uh, my first question to you is obviously on the top line part of it. On the operational level, if you can give us a brief of how you performed on operating level.
First of all, good morning to all the viewers and a very happy Diwali.
Same to you, sir.
As far as the performance of the company is concerned, yes, the profits have been slightly on the higher side for this quarter. I would like to clarify. The primary reason for this is the refund of LD which we have received with respect to one of the Scorpion submarines. As I had mentioned earlier also, with respect to all the 5 submarines which we have delivered to the Indian Navy, as far as the contract is concerned, there were certain delays contractually. However, the delays were not attributable to MDL. And corresponding to these delays, LD has been deducted by the Indian Navy on all the 5 submarines which have been delivered by MDL. Out of these 5 submarines, discussions and settlements on 2 submarines, the LD has now been waived off to a large extent, and only a nominal amount has been retained by Navy, and balance amount has been refunded. For submarine number 2, the refund was received in the fourth quarter of 22-23, and for submarine number 3, we have received in this quarter, which has been a factor in a higher profitability. For the balance 2 submarines also, which is currently under discussion, we are expecting a similar kind of refund, which may materialize any point of time, maybe this quarter or next quarter. So these two would be having a positive impact on the profitability of the company.
Sir, what would be the amount of this refund?
It is dependent upon what delay is finally attributed to MDL. For the previous 2 boats, it has been in the range of 160, 170 crores each.
Okay. And that is the prime reason why you came out with a good dividend as well, 153%.
Yeah, that has also contributed to our profitability. Although I would also say that the efficiencies are also better, and I would also like to share with the viewers that considering the timelines, which are very important and crucial for these kind of projects, and in the past it has been always a challenge to maintain the contractual timelines. But for Project 15 Bravo, where we have done 3 deliveries in 3 consecutive years, 2021 October we delivered first destroyer, which was as per the contractual timelines. In 22 November, we delivered the second destroyer. It was 3 months ahead of scheduled timelines. And in 23 October, again on 20th of October, we have delivered the third destroyer, which is almost 5 months ahead of the schedule. And when any deliveries are made ahead of the schedule, covering impact on the overall cost of the project and the maintenance of the platform. So that also would translate into better efficiencies and improved profitability.
So the third one which got delivered in October, so you will be recognizing revenues in the third quarter, right?
Yeah, we'll be taking that into the third quarter.
So how much would be the revenue for that?
Those calculations are going on. It's a bit early. The figures are being frozen.
Okay. Sir, okay. Also, can you give us an idea of the dividend policy that you will eventually follow? In the sense, you came out with the 153% dividend in this quarter, but is that going to be a consistent policy of giving dividend in that range?
As far as the shareholding is concerned and ownership, around 85% of the company's ownership is still vests with the government, and a major role is played by the government regarding dividend. Government has a policy that minimum 30% of PAT or 5% of the net worth, whichever is higher, that should. So whatever the revenue projections are, based on that, we have considered an interim dividend payment. So whatever dividend calculations, projections work out, 90% has been paid as interim dividend. Balance will depend upon the final profitability and the profit position when we close the year. In case the profits are higher than the projected amounts, there could be a better dole out.
Mm-hmm. Give me a sense of your order book, sir, at the end of September.
As of September, my order book stands at 37,500 crores. In addition, I would also like to share that during the month of October, we have signed a small contract of one carrier training ship with Indian Coast Guard, which works out around 310 crores. And right now, for another project of 6 number next generation of OPVs, offshore patrol vessels, again with Indian Coast Guards, MDL is the L1 vendor, and currently we are in the process of finalizing the contract. We expect to sign this contract also by end of this month. This would be something in the range of 1400 crores. Apart from this, there are positive developments with respect to one export order, which we expect may to firm up in next 2 months. So this would be providing us a foothold in the export market segment also, which we have been trying for quite some time, but which has been we have not been able to succeed. But now it appears that we are likely to get a order maybe in next 2 months. Although this
Sir,
also would be a small value order.
So it would be roughly around 2,000 odd crores of orders by in Q3 alone, if or more than that, right?
Yeah, roughly around that order.
Okay, that basically means that you will be sitting on a good bill to book ratio going into early next year. Basically, it also can you also give us an idea of status of the P75I, bidding process? Where are we on that?
P75I, right now we understand that the technical evaluation and the bid evaluations are going on at the Indian Navy. The results have not been declared. We are confident that as far as the technical evaluation is concerned, the consortium of MDL and TKMS is definitely going. But as and when the Navy declares or discusses with respect to technical parameters and declares whether both the vendors are qualifying or only one vendor is qualifying, only then a clear picture would emerge.
Is there a timeline when that technical evaluation will get over?
Difficult to assign. It is not in our control.
Okay. What about the other projects, 75 and 76? Project 75 and 76?
75 additional 3 submarines. This is currently under discussion, and I believe the technicals are likely to be finalized between MDL and Indian Navy, MDL Naval Group and Indian by sometime middle of this month. And by December, once the technicals are finalized, then MDL would be submitting the price bid by December this year. And then it is up to Navy how fast they are able to process the case for placement.
You also and 76, sir?
76 is a bit far. I would not be able to commit any timelines with respect to 76 because largely it would depend upon the firming up of 75I. How soon or in what shape it actually firms up. That would be a major factor in taking ahead 76.
You're also looking at some refitments for the existing submarines with respect to air propulsion systems and others?
Yeah, AIP is definitely on the horizon. Currently, DRDO is developing. Land-based version has already been proven. Marinized version is currently is being proved. So once it gets accepted, the plan is that as the Scorpion submarines, we delivered 5 Scorpion submarines, 17 to 2022. So the first submarine which was delivered in 17, it should come for a refit sometime in 24 end or 25. So during that refit, there is a distinct possibility that AIP may have to be integrated in this submarine during the refit process. In addition, there is a discussion with respect to the additional Scorpion submarines also, which is currently under discussion. Technical discussions are going on with Indian Navy. If there is a feasibility of integrating AIP in these submarines also.
Sir, some of the work in project progress includes the frigates and the destroyers as well. Where are we on that on the timeline to deliver them?
As far as the current orders, if you are inquiring about the current orders, we have already delivered 15 Bravo, 3 destroyers we have delivered out of 4. And the fourth destroyer we are targeting sometime next year. With respect to frigates, we have 4 frigates under Project 17 Alpha, and the delivery will be next year sometime.
The first one will be next year, and then every year, is it?
Then subsequently, one every year we are targeting.
Sir, I understand that there's a lot of orders which is building up from the Navy's point of view, which includes corvettes as well. I think 8 in number, which is there. Is the RFP out, and what is the status for that?
No, RFP is still not there. As and when it is available, we will be participating in the RFP. Although we also consider that 8 number of next generation destroyers is a definite possibility of assigned. Follow-on project of 17 Alpha frigates, 17 Bravo. This also is a distinct possibility, although the timelines are difficult to assign right now. So once these projects are also coming with respect to destroyers and follow-on frigates, we believe that MDL definitely is going to get a good share of these orders. If there are 8 number of destroyers, even if it is split, it constitutes around 4 destroyers for between 2 companies each. And similar number for frigates. So MDL is a strong contender for both these projects.
Sir, it's a huge pipeline which we can see we coming from the Indian Navy. Are you geared to manage that kind of load as well at your end? Are you what kind of capex you're putting in place to manage that kind of load as we speak?
Yeah, as far as the capacities are concerned, right now we have a capacity of constructing 11 submarines simultaneously. And out of that, currently we have 3 submarines in hand. 2 are MRLC, that is medium refit and life certification. One of the MRLCs we are targeting for delivery in December this year. And the last of the Scorpion submarines we are targeting for delivery by sometime middle of the next year. Latest. So considering these, I would be left with only 1 submarine against a capacity of 11 submarines. And with respect to shipbuilding, also we have a capacity of building 10 warships, large size. And currently, after the delivery of the 3rd destroyer, we are having 5 destroyers in hand. With 2 deliveries expected next year, we'll be having only 3 warships available with us. So the capacity is not a constraint. In addition, we are also developing Nava yard in a phased manner. So as and when the investment be required, they would be scaled up. We have already placed an order for a floating dry dock of around 12,000 tons capacity, which works out around 500 crores. And this dry dock should be available. This order was placed in June with a timeline of 27-30 months. So by 2.5 years, this dry dock, the floating dry dock, will also be available. So I don't see there would be any capacity bottlenecks or constraints in execution of these orders.
Mr. Singhal, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you very much for giving us those updates and wishing you a very happy Diwali and all at MDL.
Same to you. Thank you very much.
Wishing all the viewers of BQ Prime a very, very happy Diwali. We wish you that this season you get the most happiness and joy in terms of everything which you do.